You know the whole in the tour.
And our alien skin fried.
Nessa eu vou comer em Goiás batalha. Olha mkakati wabulambwa. Olha mkakati wabulambwa. Abana babidde bo bakitegedde. Bamuyita big eye. Breaking news oba ntuufu oba nfu. Watugamye omusajja ali mu intensive care era avuddeyo okwewozaako. Watugamye omusajja ali mu intensive care unit. Era avuddeyo ne yeewozaako n'ayogera. N'ekituufu kiri nti wali tosaana kubeera mu Uganda. Yamba buyambi. Music industry ekumenya. Music industry ekumenya bagikulekera. Mana circumference. Mana multi-theater. Mana circumference yabayita. Mana bread. Circumference yabocho. Paka katidogo. Paka katidogo estayina mu kigambo kyawe. Oyimba lukulampula like fine wine. Waliwo bagendo tutegeera 10 years to come. Tusege. Jogo esoluyimba lumumenge. 10 years to come. Kabo yajja. Ni circumference rate rumani. Yimba mu circumference. Abana bo bajjo dinumirwa. Wala wange ngagenda shopping. Ngamugaye nezuzi wale genda mwana ozikwala. Kadi nganze simanti is the first. Onaine ensonga lwaki ayambadde bw'ati. Muwala wo ayina figure.
There is a reason. This one has a reason why she wears that fashion. Because she's natureless.
Schooling. And little did I know that she's so fashionable. Actually, not just fashion. She's in touch with reality. Yes. I think you get a photo and get detached. Bro, yes, John. So, Papa, now we're the Yes, John.
Mwekumireko waliwo ekipya. Waliwo ekipya. Omuyimbi omulala agamba ngenda bafunira buli mwaka akaseera k'amayiro. Muluba wa muko. Muluba twalako. Muluba twalako. Legugenda okunyumira.
If you want us, you have a picture of what do they call it?
Motivation week, serious business, not joking.
I don't have motivation.
Wait, watch out. Kenya media, blessings all the way, fire burn.
I'll choose a healthy lifestyle today.
Since you're seated next to a gym person, this arm here, this is the motivation we're talking about. Yeah? You and Christopher would answer this very, very well. What does it take for me? Mr. Lee. How much effort do you need to get this? I think it's effort. I think it's consistency. Like people said, you being able to go and keep doing the same thing over and over again and actually knowing what you want. In the gym, you often find, or popular babandi say, there's no pain without gain.
They will also add that quotes won't work unless you do. You could wake up every morning and post something on your status, a quote. Is it working for you? If you don't work, absolutely not. You need the motivation to actually get up and go get what you want to get.
But in your story, you made premium abonako. Like before Galaxy, what was Prim doing? At least why you want
Tewali nava mchalo na ebisere bisinga tuloza buli avudde mchala babona ne nemukyalo wali abaana batabonabona sirimangako siri. I was in the village, but I was okay. I'm just saying, you understand? Yeah, but when I came to Kampala, it's a whole different ball game because there my parents were taking care of me, and then I come here and bro, so that place, Galaxy, that's where I had my first job.
So embeera bwetyo bweri munda essaawa yonna.
A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Break the chains from the title of the album is right here, ladies and gentlemen. A round of applause for Big Size Bebe called Motivation Week is what you are joining us if you're watching on Afro Mobile, if you're watching on NBS, if you're watching on NRG, Galaxy. We are here to inspire you with the stories, with our journeys, with everything. And of course, when you look at Bebe Cool right now, like Prima's been saying, there is that consistency, Mr. Henry Jabadayo, that it took for him to have that body. But also besides that, Bebe Cool has also transformed, not just musically, you know, the way he articulates, the way he walabule songa, so it's been work in progress all these years. And of course we need to sit down and say, let's take time off, you know, and just speak about things that add value to us. I'll go back to a post that Jose posted yesterday, video. Can't we just, you know, uplift each other as a nation? And I'm glad that this happened just a few hours, you know, after that video was released. Many times we need this to go on with life, you know. The engineering is dropping that down. Many people tell us you're not able, you can't make it, you're not good enough. A lot of things. So you need this to keep you, to fuel you to go ahead. Bebe Wojide, we were having their individual stories of careers, hustles, and in that light, you know, for us to inspire other people who want to be like any of these people, yeah? So allow me, let each one of them use 1 minute and we'll start this officially. Brian Wako from Sanyuka TV, what is your motivation story?
Thank you, Douglas. Let me first begin by defining motivation to me. Motivation now could mean a reason or reasons which keep me going. Starting from way back at around, that was around 2016, 2017 when I joined media. That was at Red Pepper way back. I was given the chance to be working with them, the likes of the Kasupos and the rest. I found them there as an intern. But of course, it was not an easy journey like how my brother, Mr. Henry, has just been telling us. I applied severally at so many other media houses. Like as you said, I did not start with Red Pepper alone. I started way back with the likes of New Visual. I applied at the Daily Monitor. I started like my passion as a photojournalist. That's how it started. Not like Prim, who has just had a simple journey all through.
Prima Kugambie, Bebe Prima Kugambie one. To see what you're much I know Kubona. For you to be successful, yeah. So probably Brian, yeah,
not like Prim, but most of us look at Akasumi, look at Mr. Henry, look at me. The show is literally the same. The one is motivation, a reason to keep you going. I look at people like Larry King, a guy who did over 90,000 interviews. I've only done 2,000.
Boziba?
Yes. Every day I keep writing. Every
Christo, wakakola yomeka.
I've done like 2,000 interviews. Okay, if you did 90,000 interviews, at around 90 plus years. Okay, now by the time I finish media, but also to motivate other people out there. We are Stasi and Douglas. We inspire so many other youths out there, and we motivate them in the end.
Thank you. Yeah. I'll go to Christo Pando Msanya Wisakala. So Christo, give us your motivation story in a minute.
First I want to thank Bebe for this. This is something unique. I've never seen it. And going back to my story, what really motivated me was about losing my mom. I love her so much, and she was the only person that I had, and being the guy that started for Masaka. So I had nobody that I was going to rely on. The only person that was supposed to rescue me was me. So I had to make it. Either if I make it or not, then I mean that's the management. So what I did was when I lost my mom, all I thought about was just going back to school because she wanted me to finish high school. So what I did, I had to pause everything. I had to look at something that I can do without papers. Because in Uganda, man, you can't just easily get a well-paying job without papers. So what I did, I had to look for something that I can do. And what came in my mind, it was TV. I started going with NBS Youth Voice. The first time I went right there, I looked at the guys, they were just talking, looking smart and talk. And then I didn't matter, they get paid. I was like, why can't I do this? But the only problem I had was I didn't know English. So I started teaching myself how to speak. So every day I went. Because it's that's a fact. So I had to listen to songs, I could listen to BBC, I taught myself how to be who I am because I had a goal. So what I wanted was to go back and study. But then I wanted money. Then I had to look for something to give me money to go back and study. So I looked at Humphrey, who was working on NBS. I could see it was like, I can do this. Every time I go back home after the morning show of NBS Youth Voice, I could be in the mirror. I could practice every time I could, go back home. So one time I started asking out, NBS to give me a chance, but they didn't. Then they made a good regard, so they go in TV. It took me 4 years to get a job on NTV. And the first time I got a shot at NTV, it took me 1 year to get paid. I was on probation, I wasn't getting paid. I was staying in Chengida with my uncle. I could walk from Chengida sometimes, and I come, I could go to Serena just to work. But then that really motivated me because I had a goal. And when I got a job, I went back and studied because that's what Mama wanted me to do. So that was my biggest motivation. And when I started doing TV, I laid out a plan. Many guys don't have a plan. When they get a shot like that, all they do is want women, drink, and all that. So I stopped myself from drinking alcohol. I've never taken weed. I've never taken drugs, even alcohol. Me, I don't party. There are things that I see my fellows do. I was like, I will never be like that. I want to be different. Being a creative, you gotta be different. For you to be different, you gotta have something that is motivating you, a story behind you. So my story motivated me to be who I am. I didn't forget where I was coming from. Many people do forget, but I myself, I didn't forget. So when I got a shot, I was like, okay, after TV, what next? I got an, started MC. You guys will see proms. From proms, I was like, I can do music. I got the mic. I can use it. I can be the kid with the mic. So I was like, I can do everything with the mic. So yeah, I got the mic. I went to the scene. Now with music, he can talk about me. It is this. Now that is something that I look at like I'm somewhere right now. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much, Christo. You need to document that story, yeah?
I will one day.
Okay. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, Flora. Flora Yafao. And I think most people do not really even know so much about you and your short story. But probably because now we're in the motivation week by Bebe Cool, Flora go ise mubichi.
I just wanted to be like Mary Miswata on TV.
I just wanted my mother to see me on TV. I just wanted to talk about artists. Ngachejagala njagala umuntu mbera ngabeba nange Bebe yambada kagatote kandi yeah, stuff like that. Otegera kubanga wetwaberanga pe kusomero. I used to go back home, watch Urban TV. Kati nga wobati walabye show ya Mary Muswati. So when I finished high school, at university, of course I had to choose mass communication. TV. TV stations, applications, I know but then you just go and try. Until a friend of mine recommended me to my boss, Cookie Promotions. Cookie? Yes. And atandikire your Cookie Promotions on a YouTube channel. So when Malao internship had to come in from school, nengeda ku Galaxy, and I did my internship. When I had an internship, nenga go on Sivao. Nalemera obulembezi paka webanko mulimu, and I started doing poko because Henry Alia elevating he had a show. So so I started doing poko, and that's where I am right now.
Thank you so much. Let's give these guys a round of applause. Amazing stories. I want to commend Bebe Cool because not every day, these are the guys that are behind the microphones, and oftentimes they don't get a chance to share these deeper stories. So maybe if you need motivation in life, walk up to them. If you're streaming, look for them. They will share that story gladly. Now, because of time, ladies and gentlemen, Bebe Cool Wali, and I want us to straight up dive into our panel discussion. We have to make a huge announcement before 6 p.m. So we have to keep that time. I'll pass the microphone first to MC Kasmil. Kasmil, what's your question?
Thank you so much, Douglas. Hey, Bebe Cool Big Size. Thank you for the wonderful music you've given us all the time. Yeah, your music has kept us motivated in whatever we've been doing, for real. Now, the Motivation Week has been buzzing our ears. Yeah, literally, but everybody could not understand exactly why this idea. Why do you take on this initiative of the Motivation Week?
Well, first and foremost, I want to welcome everybody who's here. Thank you so much for accepting to sit with me and on this panel and digest a few things about Bebe Cool. I want to also welcome the media personalities in this place. And of course my partners, media partners, and the rest of the media, and the Ugandans, wherever you are. I hope everybody is okay. So basically, to me, I think my life has been an open book in Uganda. I remember when I was young, I had a dream. I'm born from a family that father lived alone and my mother lived alone. Of course, with the history of people knowing that my father was a politician and my mother was a tailor on the street. So those two financial budgets are totally different, but I grew up with my mother. So as I grew up on this other lower side of finances, I saw the good and what I wanted. Everything I admired was on the other side. So I had a lot of pain as an individual because I say, why not live like my siblings and everybody? So it began like that. So the pain that I had inspired me, motivated me to work towards crossing the line between me and the other side of my family. Now, as I grew up also, I am lucky to be coming from Uganda. I'm proud to be Ugandan because, as you know, Ugandans are very resilient people. They're hustlers. They don't stop. So we have that resilience that must be understood in one way or another. We should inspire people or motivate people to understand what motivation means and what motivation can do for you as an individual, as a country, as Africans, as Ugandans, as East Africans. We must allow or push for people to understand the importance of motivation. You have to have something to motivate you in life so that you can move from where you are to move to the next step. So I come up with this idea. This idea, lucky enough, I had always wanted to sing a song called Motivation. But at this point of my life, it's important that I drop statements, I do certain things that can impact massively onto the people of Uganda. So I dropped the statement to one of my writers, joined me, and we thought about so many things during that time, and one of those most important things is coming up with a motivation week. A week that comes once every year, and then we also have affirmed that we will have that motivation week every after Valentine's Day, where people have to move around and ask. You can ask your family, you can ask your sisters, your brothers, you can ask anyone on the street what motivates you. So that is the week that we're heading on.
So every year we will, just the way you have the Bebe Cool list, every after Valentine's Day, it is Motivation Week.
Yes, where everyone can ask anyone for their own good, what motivates you? You can have that conversation. Media personalities would be the best to lead this conversation, because in that question you can help people find what motivates them.
So oliwa aba blogger nga yo mulimu gwe gwa kusawula mu Motivation Week emundu aziwumuza.
Exactly.
Floor. Okay, I'll go to Brian Wako. Brian Wako, chiwozo chichoina.
Okay, Obon Moses Sally, I want you to motivate people out there as a new video. How have you managed to be relevant in this music industry for this long, topping charts for all the time you've been in the music industry over time?
Having a plan was always one, it was my first most important thing. When you have a plan, it's easy and you make sure that you stick to it. Okay? So I always had a plan to be one of the best artists in the world. I always had a plan to be successful. Now, the next question is, what do you need to be successful? So as long as your plan is to be successful, then that means that everything you have to do has to equate to success. Meaning, I'll give you a good example. If you want to be successful in life, you can't do drugs. So I put drugs aside. If you want to be successful in life, you have to have a wife or a husband. Get married. When you get married, respect your wife. Have children. Take care of them. Look after them. Educate them. All became my point. So as long as you have that plan. So how does Bebe Cool motivate people? The question is, you can see from the pain, from my story, given the bullets, given the bombs, given the hate that had been created on me, which is no longer there, given the misconception that was created, but I persevered through that pain. So pain is what really motivates me. So whoever is watching can use their pain to get out of that bad situation.
Thank you so much. Mr. Henry, yes.
Thank you so much. I think after 25 years in the game, it's only fitting that Rasta really motivates us. But my major interest now, or you get the Kuruyimba, when it comes to motivation, you say you got the word, you got a writer, and I did a song. So, are we having the song today? Brian, can you tell us about the song, producer, and everything? We are really looking forward to hearing the song.
Let me say that it's a two-in-one. I'm very lucky that, again, because I had the idea, it happened to come in at the right time. So here comes the creation of the Motivation Week, and here comes the reality that we have written a song called Motivation. So, and that's what I wanted to really look at and inspire people with the sound, because there's continuity that we need. Yes, we have a beautiful song called Motivation. on the Break the Chains album, and now we are going into that week of motivation where all partners, friends, people, family can now focus and find out if they have some fire burning inside them, because the motivation thing is fire within you, what pushes you. So yes, there is a song.
So yes, there is a song.
Douglas, Katononyo,
yes.
Eva Nafe, awali kutuwa kusanyuka TV. Madesa wa panelists banange. Beba toge at mixing ya muko. Bebe uli ansekelera nae. Sa mixing ya muke Eva Nafe wa kusanyuka.
Okay.
Sanyuka tuning live.
Okay, maybe can sabe Bebe cool Mr. Richabo ziza ochide muko ne mu Uganda.
Kisabwa tukute bulungi nti wetwafuna idea ya motivation week atera ne tusalawo n'okuwandika oluyimba lwa motivation. So motivation kyeki mu Luganda lunaali kinyonyodde nga omuliro ogukusindika okukola ekintu kyonna kyo okuva mu mbeera embi gy'olimu okudda mu mbeera ennungi. So tulaba nti Uganda nsi yaffe ennungi, abantu be Uganda bayina zero, bayina ekintu ekyo munda, ffe tuli balemeziko bahasa. So naye kyagala omuntu n'abeera nga asobola okubeera motivated mu direction entuufu. So mu ngeri eyo kwe kulowooza nti tuteekewo Bebe Cool n'entandika kye bayita motivation week. Motivation week eno ye wiiki gye weebuuza ng'omuntu kiki ekikusindika munda. Osanga oluusi olw'okuba tolina kikusindika y'ensonga lwaki okyali bw'oli oba bubi nga bw'oli. Naye ate bw'obeera n'ekikusindika, abantu abasinga balooza nti embeera embi actually embi. Embeera embi eyinza obutaba mbi lwa nsonga nti embeera embi yekusindiikiriza okukola ennyo, okumotivating okukola ennyo osobole okufuuka omuntu ali better. So n'olwekyo nekitusanga nga n'oluyimba tuluwandiise, so netukuba ebinyonyi bibiri n'ejjinja limu mu weekend.
Okay, tulina date of release.
Tulina date of release era tugenda kugamba nti ng'ennaku z'omwezi 21 ye Friday eno oluyimba lujja kubeera nga lufuluma oluyitibwa motivation.
Thank you so much. I'll pass the mic over to Prim.
First of all, I want to say thank you to you, Bebe Cool. I didn't get the chance because you hadn't walked in here. I don't know where you got the motivation to do this, but this is beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, my question is, there are so many people, millions of people that are inspired by Bebe Cool. For some people, it's your music. For some people, it's because, he's a family man. We love how, loudly he loves his woman, Zuena. But then, that's on the other side. Now we have a Bebe Cool on this side that inspires and motivates people. Who inspires Bebe Cool that is inspiring and motivating many other people?
I would say, if you ask me, inspire, I would turn it into who inspires? No, what motivates me? Because the inspiration, I would derive it from my motivation. What motivates me to motivate others? The inspiring, yes, we are always inspired. I can look good, and then I can have a beautiful wife, and you really see that things are moving well for me, and that's the road you want to move. But in general, pain motivates me. Without pain, I cannot move from one place to another. If you notice one thing, I'm going to give you. Remember the hardships. Sit down and write down all the hardships you've ever heard about Bebe Cool. In reality, if I didn't have those hardships, I would not be motivated to work hard to beat them. Now, on the inspiration, yes, I can say who inspires me. Several people inspire me. Several situations inspire me. Successful people inspire me. I make them my friends. I've got friends. I'll give you an example. The president of the country, President Museveni, his brain inspires me so much. So much. Dr. Sudiru Paleria, major inspiration.
List your friends when you read them.
Sagodon Wavamono, immense inspiration and motivation. I've got the likes of the latest that shocked me, but I was very lucky and happy that he also fell into the basket of my friend. But that one now is a friend of so many of us, I think. That's Ham Chigundu. That's the youngest billionaire that we have in Africa. The question was, I asked him in person, how did you achieve this at half my age? I mean, I'm nearly twice older than you, and you're so successful. So those are the things that I look at. I look at the age, the success, the rates, and then I raise I use those to raise my bar. So as much as I can inspire or motivate people, I also have those who have inspired and motivated.
On your list, considering that you are an artist, a musician, I would expect that there would be maybe a name of a musician that motivates Bebe Cool. But it's, you know, the president, it's Sagodon Wavamono, it is Ham, one of the youngest billionaires that we have. Don't we have any artists motivating Bebe Cool, either because of how they push their brand or who they are as a person?
It's unfortunate that art was a vehicle. Music was a vehicle to take me to my goal. The goal was success. But what vehicle in my plan did I use to get there? Now, as simple as this, I wanted to be a musician successfully. Meaning, if you're a successful musician, you can use that platform to make a good social capital. Yes. So when you make a good social capital, I mean friends who matter, who are valuable, who can add something onto you. So that's why, in specific, it wasn't an individual or specifically an artist to inspire me to my success. No. Remember, also artists have different stories, yes, and they are also inspired by their own lives. So it's difficult for him as an artist, because he became big, it must have been the fire behind him. So I also have to discover my own fire, but then make a plan to reach my goal.
Okay. Do you have plans of motivating the president to return to music? Another rap?
No, I thought that answer was going to two presidents. But now you mentioned the song. Now you mentioned the song. Indeed, I mean, you see, music has now been simplified by this era of young people. Even when you talk, a very productive producer can use the words as you talk and make a song. So I'm very sure the old man will return to music.
Thank you, Rasta.
Thank you so much, Prem. I'll pass the mic over to Christo Panda. Christo, what's your question to Bebe Cool?
My question is about his evolution. And I've seen him as a big artist for over 25 years. I've been following his game ever since I started enjoying music. He's been around for 25 years. So him starting up Gargamel, just like Gargamel in Jamaica, is evolving from reggae, dancehall, Afrobeats. What's the motivation behind that?
Life cannot be stagnant. You can't live in one place, because then it stays boring and not productive. So even when I chose to sing, I knew that that fashion of music can change. But the most important thing is to learn how to adopt. So you can see that the moment I started singing, those days it was about Lingala. When I went to Nairobi, it became dancehall, but in Uganda it was still Lingala. When I came back to Uganda, we pushed Lingala out and we brought in dancehall. And then after that dancehall, we brought in Chidandari. So I have been evolving into what the product, the consumer once at that time. And you can see that right now, that's the same intention. You can see that now it's Afrobeat worldwide. So I'm trying to adopt its evolution. And the best way to win and survive in a country or in life, you must learn how to evolve. Because the weather moves. If it's hot, take off your shirt. If it's cold, put on a jacket. If you need to run, if people are running, run. If people are seated, sit. For you to get paid, if the answer is payment.
So before I give the mic over, you're in Afrobeat right now. As a young artist who's just beginning, and that has been like the best line of Ghana music. Now you're into Afrobeat. Muyimbi where you work, how I can do better. No cannot deal because album and our piano is training worldwide, and you say you have to jump on the train and it's moving. Should we also expect an album of piano?
Definitely. And if you look at the album, if you get a chance to listen to the album very soon, it will be on. There's a piano on the album. As we begin, you must expect the unexpected on the Break the Chains album. But the word to the young guys, we have been there. You have to trust the successful people. You have to. You are lucky that you don't have to dig your own road. For us, we had to dig the road so that we can walk it. But now, all the artists in Uganda are walking a road that has been dug. Okay? So, it's up to you to see who has reached far. And then I will walk their footsteps. Because now I can be walking. By now I expect young artists who are able, who understand, who stream world music, who are informed, who are aware of the technology, to be knowing that now it is Afrobeat and amapiano that are selling. And now, what do you want to do? Do you want to sell to a smaller crowd, or you want to sell to a bigger crowd? So, it is going to be clear that everyone should now aspire to sell to a bigger crowd. Nothing comes easy. Today you may not work, tomorrow it may not work, but I can guarantee you that after 15 years it will work. The question is, does Bebe still have 15 years? No, the 15 years is for a starter. For me, the test is 2 years. Third year, it will work. Break the chain.
Industry now woli bachakuba mu ekikono woli baba chikuwa wali abachikuwa naye bogamba nti banomba iteno bwenti omwana mubusa ali kubala
kati mbozi njagala tugifule namba nze nawe ku show yo era njagala ogiyite ekikono edition njagala njikuwe mu detail nkuwe ne examples because I'm going to be able to ngenda kola yo media tour era eliba partners ba favor kwano bange bonna ba media bali mwena gye muli saba tadde bali nti saba ise obachi naye ngenda kola media tour person ku person station to station tukirize okulaba nti no tugata obubaka bwa Break the Chain album naddala ennyimba nga zino eziriko nga zina omulamwa lwaki tuba tuziyimbe.
Thank you so much. Lastly, let's pass the mic to Flora.
Music. I want us to talk about relationships. Mami Zu yabadde ku Twitter na posting anti besides money, what's that one thing that would motivate you to fall for a man? I want to ask Bebe. Besides beauty, what motivates you to fall for a woman?
Obviously, brains, patience. I think, to me, those are the most important. If you have a brain, I'll definitely see how you use it. And if how you use it does help me think twice about what I'm doing, because that's how I made a choice of the same lady. Yeah.
Because you don't know what I'm thinking. Because the head is inside. Physical appearance.
The physical appearance tells much lot about a person. That's why you see when I go out there and work out, okay? When you walk around and see how Bebe looks like, most of the time I hear people say, hey, yeah. So before I even say anything, you'll be able to set it out. So that's the first step. Then you say the first word, hi. You'd see the demeanor moving to a put down. Then the first conversation, I don't need 10 minutes to know that this lady has common sense or has a good brain. I need only 2 minutes.
Yeah. When you started working out, so when I get there motivating, I'm not gamba to get it. Alpha, I'm posting a new cool. Sweet and she can wait to go to I get just found a
Of course, beauty. The beauty is a key motivator. Most especially as we are married, okay? There is no way I would not look at my wife looking nice and I don't get inspired to look nice. Otherwise, the simple thing is, she looks very beautiful, she gets up, she looks at herself in the mirror, and you with your very big stomach, you're still laying down. So when she walks to the bathroom, it is your turn to get up, stand up, walk, look at yourself in the mirror. And sincerely speaking, see if she's telling you the truth. Most women keep telling their men, honey, it's okay. But in reality, she doesn't like it. So for me, her beauty motivates me to become a better looking individual every day. Because as we grow, the most important thing is to keep our family together. And it all starts in the bedroom. Yes, it's so that I actually would want to, we should have a show that can be extensive. Because my album, Break the Chain, has so many components. So that's one of the components. So I should also have that conversation with you based on the same questions, and we elaborate much more.
Peace and love.
Okay, I'm going to pass the mic over to Mr. Henry, just this last round of questions, and then we'll interject, and then Bebe will be selling the 3 minutes that I promised the live audience, and then we'll be closing.
I think everyone has literally asked everything. You've asked about family, you've